Yes, so hi everyone. Today we have to start with new class of economics. So before going to the chapters, first I have to ask you what do you know about economics or what is economics? So tell me what is economics? Yes, so economics in the first initial or as the concept itself, it says that we are using scarce resources. So economics means is the study of allocating the scarce resources to our unlimited wants. See, our wants are unlimited, but our resources are only limited. So economics deals with the study of how we allocate these limited resources to our unlimited wants because our resources are scarce in nature. So economics means it was evolved or it was introduced from a Greek word called oikonomia. Which means that a household management. In economics, household means a family. Okay, so how a family manages their resources which they have which they have to use or which they have to allocate for their unlimited wants. So that is economics. So you have two main branches for economics. First one is microeconomics and the other one is macroeconomics. For microeconomics, as the name suggests, it is small. It is derived from the Greek word micros, which means too small. So microeconomics means it deals with the individual units. See, in an economy, the whole economy comprises of individual firms, individual consumers, all such things. So when we study about a single individual, a single firm, a single price making strategy, you will call it as microeconomics. Okay, example, you can say when you study about say Parle-G alone, when you take Parle-G alone, it is a microeconomic study. When you take Nirabara alone, it is a microeconomic study. But if you come to macroeconomics, on the contrary, it is derived from the Greek word macros. Macros means large. Okay, so large. So as the name suggests, it evolves around the economy as a whole. So if you consider macroeconomics, you have to consider the economy as a whole. In that, examples comes as unemployment, the total unemployment of the country, inflation rate of the economy, then comes the employment status of the economy. All such things you cannot say for a single person or a single firm. If you are taking employment and unemployment status of a country means you have to consider the whole country or the whole economy. So that alone comes under macroeconomics. So microeconomics is a study of how individual economic units, firms, households and industries make economic decisions. That is how they make the choices. But on the contrary, macroeconomics means, as I already told you, it deals with a large, means economy as a whole. Next so microeconomics, if you take a forest, for example, I can give you the best example. What is that is, if you consider a forest, the whole forest is a macroeconomics. But a tree, or if you take the individual trees in that forest, it is microeconomics. Okay, so that is micro and macroeconomics. And coming to the positive and normative economics, it is a very important topic or concept considering economics. Positive and normative economics. Positive economics means what all things or those things which are proved by facts. Okay, suppose for example, by considering the 2011 census of India, India's population is 121 crore. That is a proved fact, right? I can prove it. If you ask how, I can prove it, or I can show you the census details provided by the government of India. So that is a proved fact. That is positive economics. But normative economics means it is not proved. You cannot actually prove with the fact. It is what ought to be. Anything can happen. This can happen, that can happen. It is just a situation where you consider upon all other situations. Okay. So for example, unemployment will come down by 12%. Will come down. We don't know that it has come down or it will come down or whether it will come down or not. So that means it is what ought to be. Okay, so positive as well as normative economics. Positive economics means it is what it is, actually what it is. It is actually proved by fact. And also it is not based on the value judgment. It is already proved. So you cannot take upon any value judgment upon that. Then comes it is also verifiable by the facts. So next, normative economics means it deals with what ought to be. What can be the result? Anything can be the result. You don't know what exactly will be the result. then value judgment is possible. If unemployment is not coming by 12, it's not coming down by 12%, you have to give the reason because you have judged that, right? So you have to give the reason for that. Next, it is not verifiable from the facts. It cannot be proved from the fact. You don't have any proof to show that this unemployment will come down by 12% this day or tomorrow. Okay, so that is positive economics and normative economics. So these concepts are some of the basic important topics of introduction to economics. So that was microeconomics, macroeconomics, and what is economics. On the prior, what is economics? It is a study of how you allocate your unlimited wants to limited resources. Okay, so because of scarcity there is choice. Because of scarcity there is choice. So you have to choose upon your wants. You cannot satisfy all your wants because you are limited. You have limited resources. So next we dealt with positive economics and normative economics. That means positive means which are proved by fact. You can prove it by fact. But normative economics means it is not proved by fact. The value judgment is possible upon that. Okay, you don't know what is the result actually. Either of the possibility can happen. Okay, so that is introduction to economics.